So a lot of you have been asking me how I get the drum sounds that I do get, and I usually spend around 15 minutes in my mixing. It doesn't take me long because the drum sounds depends on a lot of other factors, as you know, like tuning and how you record them, and the mixing is the last part of it. So I generally just spend around 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll just show you how I do it. It is not a tutorial how to mix. This is just how I do it. It might seem very wrong, but if I get the sound, I don't really care. So this is a tutorial of how I get my drum sounds. Anyways, first things first, I use Moasis.ai. If you don't know about it, just go and check it out. What you can do is you feed a song to it, and it will give you the stems for it. Basically, you'll get 4 instrument tracks, and it will separate the instruments, and you can play them one by one or just mute one of them and have the whole mix of the song. So what I do is I mute the drums, and I then play over it, and then I can have whatever I feel like playing over the song. So this is a song called Frogo, and this is the mix of the song. Oh, this has my drums as well, my bad. So you can hear the drums of the song like just separate. What I can do is I can mute it, and I'll have a drumless track. So this is really powerful thing. Just check it out, Moises.ai. And I think you can do it with the guitars. You can just mute the guitars, and you can have a guitarless track. So it's dope. It's really good. Anyways, so what we'll do is I'll I should really show you the in-ear mix that I use. This is mixed through my digital mixer, which is the Soundcraft UI 24R. Have mixed it inside the digital mixer, and that's what I hear while I record. And I also record it on my DAW. So just for the reference, how it sounds, how the drum sounds in my ear, this is the mix. It sounds really punchy because I want that punch in my ear when I'm recording. I need a very strong attack, and I mean, it sounds good, but I don't have any control over the sound because it's a stereo mix. So I generally don't use it, and I just mute it. And what I work with is all these mics that I have recorded. These are the raw sounds. So this is how it sounds. My drums raw. This is not mixed yet. So what we'll do is we'll go one by one, and we'll mix each instrument and each mic and try to make them sound decent, and then we'll balance out the faders and get a good balance of the drums. So first is the kick drum. Let's see how it sounds. This is the kick in mic, and I use a Hoja mic. I had I have no idea how it came to me, but it sounds decent, so I use it. And I just use it for the punch from the kick drum. I use a 16-inch floor tom as a kick drum. I just love the response of that. This has to be very punchy because we have sub, which is basically a speaker that I hooked up with a 1/4 inch jack, and it's placed right in front of my kick drum. It picks up all the low frequency from the my drum kit, but I generally use it just for the kick drum. Like, I don't really care about what else it picks up, and I tend to low pass it. So all I need from this is the low end punch, and then I'll mix both of them. Sounds good. Let's compress it a bit. Oh, let's use the mono. I hear I had two frequencies which are pretty distracting, so I'll just get rid of them. Cool, that's it. It sounds very punchy, and we'll move to the snare drum now. Sounds really good to me, but I'll talk a little bit about this. This is a contact mic that I have slapped onto my snare drum, and it just picks up the rim shots. Like, it picks up everything, but the most prominent is the rim shot. You can see here in the waveform. So what I can do is I can use this as a trigger and use any sound sample I want, but I usually don't do that if I'm recording a cover. And I'll get rid of the high end from this. That's it. It gives a lot of good attack to the snare drum. So this is without the trigger and this is with the trigger. That, like, it has a very subtle change, but that's more than enough to just make it or break it. This is a auxiliary fat snare drum, and I don't really like the fatness in the mix. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't translate that well in the mix, so I just tend to remove the low end. But it has a lot of high end or hi-hat bleed, so I'll just gate it. Cool, sounds good. I'll skip the toms for now. I don't really touch the toms that well. I'll just balance them out and they'll sound pretty decent. And same with the room. I'll bring it up later when everything is balanced out and see how much room sound I really want. And the last thing is the overheads. I'll do a EQ on them. I'll just remove the boxy frequencies. That's all. Cool. Sounds decent. Now we've done all the instruments, separate instruments, and now we can balance them out a bit. Oh, we left the hi-hats out. It has a very simple EQ. I just high pass it around 900, 800 hertz. I need that body which is in the mid range somewhere. If I high pass it too much, it will have a lot of shrill frequencies, which is not that sick. Right now it has that body. That's not a good hi-hat sound. So I'll just leave it there, and that's about it. Toms are really loud, so I'll just bring them down. Usually the floor tom is not that loud, so I'll just leave it on 0. Yeah, this has one frequency that I don't really like. The snares popping out from the sub. Probably this. Yeah, now it sounds better. The aux snare sounds very papery. Don't like it. Okay, the snare needs a little bit of compression and should be good enough after that. It sounds decent to me now, and we need a little bit more of the body from the whole thing. So I'll just introduce some reverb to the room mic. Cool. That's about it. Now let's see how it sounds with the song. decent. Some compression on the drum master track. Sounds decent to me now. So I'll just compress the whole master bus and should be good. Cool, that's about it. It sounds decent to me. Took us 17 minutes. And that's how I do it almost with every cover I do. Like, I have a sound in mind, I mix it accordingly. And it's very subtle changes, but it changes the whole drum sound. And yeah, the important thing is the tuning first. Like, you should know the sort of tuning you want for a particular song, and then you can get that sound perfectly. I don't know if it translated well. I'm pretty sleepy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and that's my way of mixing my drums. Bye bye.